Police are investigating a bus crash in 10 people were killed on the N1 in Limpopo of Makhado. Officials say the bus was traveling from Zimbabwe to Johannesburg when the driver lost control. They suspect excessive speed may have caused the crash, which left several others injured. All of the victims are believed to be foreign nationals. Now, for an update on the fatal bus crash, acting spokesperson for the Limpopo Transport MEC, Phuti Lekganyane, joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us, Ntate Lekganyane. Now, what factors are believed to have contributed to this bus crash, and have there been any preliminary investigations beyond the speeding that have given an assessment as to what happened?
Thank you, Katlego, and good morning to the viewers. Listen, what happened actually is we suspect that amongst one of the factors could be that the driver is not familiar with the surrounding or the terrain, because at the speed that he was traveling, most people who are quite familiar with that surrounding would not have driven at that speed. So, and especially given the fact that it was during very late in the evening towards the morning. It was just before 12 o'clock this morning when that accident happened. So there could be a number of factors. But, you know, the road is clearly marked. There's what we normally refer to as a traffic cycle, which is a roundabout. So he drove over it, and the bus then capsized, overturned, and killed 10 people in the process. Let me also take this opportunity to also indicate that the MEC of the Transport and Community Safety in the province, Violet Martin, is going to visit the survivors of the accident this afternoon. So she'll be leaving Polokwane around about 12 o'clock, and she'll be joined by the mayor of Makhado to visit the victims or the survivors of the accident who are now in hospital. We haven't got the exact figure, but there should be between 25 and 26 who are hospitalized.
Do we know if the bus driver is among those that lost their lives or among those that are still in hospital?
Oh, yes. The bus driver did not succumb to the injuries, but he's counting amongst the people that were injured in the accident, and he survived.
Right. So in cases involving foreign nationals, such as the passengers from Zimbabwe who were involved in this crash, what protocols or procedures are usually followed by yourselves and the police in order to liaise with the consular officials, just some of the international authorities, in terms of communication and identification of the victims?
Yeah, listen, we have what I could call a capable state, especially as the provincial government. You also realize that the N1 stretch, which rides across the continent, we always come across a similar incident. It was a bit different the other day around the Easter long weekend when we had people from Botswana were involved in an accident, because on that we're not used to that magnitude of an accident. But just along the N1, where we have a huge contingent of Zimbabwean nationals who are actually traveling in and out of the country, we do encounter such. So we have a standing protocol with our counterparts in the Zimbabwean government, where normally when these things do happen, then there's a proper repatriation process that is taking place. They don't take a long time. We've got a team of capable pathologists in the province who are helping this government to carry out such excursions. So it's not a big thing, I can say. We do have, unfortunately, I can't say we do have them every day, but we do have such instances where people are being injured every now and then, or some are dying in accidents. So we do have that, and there are standing protocols between the two countries of exchanging and repatriating the remains of their mortals.
You mentioned earlier on that the driver may have been unfamiliar with the road, the possibility of him driving over a circle, and that's where the bus capsized. How do incidents like this crash just underscore the need for enhanced enforcement, as well as just monitoring and compliance with the transport regulations?
The reports we received, Katlego, is that this would just be preliminary reports that are being sourced from the scene of the accident, and then the owners of the bus might say that the driver is just under a month in their employment. So you can imagine that everywhere where you drive, it does not necessarily mean that people who are driving in surroundings which they are not familiar with, then it's bound that they'll be involved in accidents. It also talks to an element of awareness and alertness as drivers as we are driving on a daily basis in various locations and spaces. Of course, it will talk to
All right, it seems as though we are losing connection and network to the acting spokesperson for the Limpopo Transport MEC, Phuti Lekganyane, speaking to us there about the 10 lives that were lost in Makhado with a bus traveling from Zimbabwe, and a few others are currently hospitalized with the MEC as well as the mayor, who will then this afternoon visit those survivors. Let's take